Yes, once again, good evening and welcome to Ene here on Facebook. I'm sure say earlier we know in your challenge kakanti no na ama stream mess it up but I'm sure say this time around it will go well. So we are able to be have all your conversation. So wherever you are, just what type is what now I share. Now I share conversation I say. Na sound no so wobɛtumi akyɛke ama me sɛ wonya feed a na mate because feedback a menya am sɛ ɔmo sɛ sound no problem wɔ me nti sɛ sound no yɛ okay a just write it in the way column no ɔyɛyɛ no nyinaa na yɛ try it's a new thing a let's try to pick up sɛ bɛyɛ a from time to time wobɛtumi have a conversation so any way bi a wobɛ notice biara no just write it in the comment section. So let's try that rectify going forward, yeah, challenge them. And Obaswa seize the opportunity and share. So ubin so benya bi who the effort. So sound, good sound. Okay, Eric, Freddy, Denzi, thank you very much. Lawyer, always I see you around. Thank you very much, and several others who are here. Omo join so I think time at the right time, no, they will join us. But I want us to use the opportunity now. Share seven month for so far we have 22 people on board. Let's share because in that conversation, I think it's a very very important. As a ye be and them be any sooner ye the kind of mind yet the level of hypocrisy I choke sabi yam panning for binom and then a honsensem a ka yɛte kurom ha ɛna ɔmampanyini bɛka kyerɛ yɛn sɛ we should be citizens not spectators nti being a citizen no come with consequences a sɛbi ɛyɛ unbearable ɛnɛ mebe abɛka kyerɛ wo ade a asi ɛwɔ PBC a obi try sɛ ɔbɛyɛ citizen no nkwanhyia akɔ akɔto no and ne nsɛm no a na ɔka no ɛnyɛ baabi kwankyɛn baabi a na ɔde nam ɛyɛ President of the Republic na ankasa mom na ɔde ne su ekosu kyerɛ na na so ɔde n'asɛm kɔto n'anim but ɛto deɛ ɛde no obi antimi ansɛbu no the gentleman has lost his job ɔkɔtena afie no severance package a ɔyɛ entitled to for sɛ wayɛ adwuma ama PBC as a corporation for almost 15 good years no ɛnam sɛ yɛsɛ he has been denied of that particular severance package. A challenge. Enti, what are the lessons I use to free as people? Enti ukokan ya na se ukokan na enye and se oman no a dear bang and a motivation I will beside you who says something is going on toward that and then motivate amasebi or no so ede na nwakoto omanya semu. These are many more and yabaka ho asem reshuffle no yabaka ho kakra and say Dr. Baumia say or your driver's mate but made the most important thing na me pese me ka ho asem national service or say obabe ye free ho and I think it's a major conversation you and I especially with the youth shana ya kan ye national service I have told you say payment na kan ya faso ya no even adwuma sem kra nipa no kɔ ground so na yɛde ɔmo yɛ no because I know a lot of national service personnel ɔmo kɔ work mu a kɔtɔ koko brɛ me kɔtɔ credit brɛ me kodwam managers beat me the basket show obi nsɛm man kɔdi dwa at the time the person is supposed to sit at the workplace and learn sɛ bɛyɛ bibi bɛkɔ ne team no nti ɛnam saa nneɛma no nti no we are not able to realize the potential saa deɛ no offer to us. But that doesn't mean say a pseudonym for It is a making a political promise. You could a platform so because we need to promise the people something. Now you can say national service. I think that it's a wider conversation that you and I as a yefa because national service and anya hwe kra no serve as a buffer for a lot of people coming out of the school. At least emo mo bibi but then you better a point at national service no wo ye akatua kra no ehwan ye den. These are major topical issues you and I, we need to avail our mind to. Na yen kase politics na ye no, how well is it serving our interest? How well is he resolving some of these petty issues confronting here? Because my culture say the politics that we do, enye nyame som, enye sorry, enye church. Awa kase mi wu a menya so nyame kwaji makatua o baby. Politics yenje katua o baby ya. That is why you don't need to invest emotions into politics. You don't need to invest raw emotions into politics. Rather, you invest wisdom, you invest intelligence, you invest the interest, the collective interest of the people. Sebeya, sebi, omeye a victim. Our Omaya team no on one kasa in some a country that is supposed to offer you certain incentives as sebi. They are bringing the best out of you, no. That is the kind of conversation we're going to have this evening. So wherever you are, seize the opportunity. Na share and so to me what is going on, and pretty shortly the conversation will roll. So far 6 minutes 73 people are here. You share 82 to me add also your double number now. I think we can have a conversation and not your home at the airport. I see a lot of people around. Thank you very much for your time. Let's seize the opportunity now and share, now and have a conversation. Yes, let's start it from an conversation now you have on TV. But culture said because your time now on the show no is something sometimes issue no can just a would two. So I've seen a lot of people complaining say you can't issues now you can't tend them because time is short. They say time no wa maybe ebenya bota chire nsem no nkete abaganda ni ate ase but time no so no you may have a lot to say and sometimes we try to speed up say by ya betimi attaching a lot of things but here there are things that it may make it time for ourselves yankasa ye betimi abie nsem no so na yate ho ase enti de edi kan no may start from reshuffle of President Akufo-Addo a dominating all media discussion a yeka ho asem me makase president e wo ho akwanya say oye reshuffle at any point in time but say sa akwanya no hye ne nsem no citizens no so every right when they notice kwanya oman na yefa so ayebu no say enkoya the citizenry no have every right to complain to the president because in governance we are in partnership with the establishment because establishment exists in isolation from we the people, so it is that kind of intellectual kinship and mutual respect built on trust and confidence and existed between us. So wherever we feel that something is actually going wrong, we are entitled to bring to the attention of those who wield political power say sinto ekwaha. So we draw the attention of the president because like I say we are say nyansa eni ba akofo tim enti se by being koya and you notice that we drum home those concerns and the media will offer a platform to amplify those concerns. Say by your more policy table no hono be say this area something is actually going wrong, and then as a president who respects people or rather look at the seminar nipa no canon and decide whether to go ahead and do something or maybe our explanation be to offer, then you offer. In governance, you don't create a vacuum because the very moment you create a vacuum, that vacuum will be filled either with cynicism, with anything. Because in politics, I keep telling people, or in leadership, you don't create a vacuum. Or once there is a vacuum, that vacuum will be filled with a whole lot of things that stuff are going to be in control. So wherever there are something happening and you think it's a misconception, you have a duty to clear the minds of the people. So people will be clear on their minds and say. So when those concerns were raised, calling on the president that at this time, the finance ministry, things are going wrong. The health ministry, things are really going wrong. The sanitation ministry, things are going wrong. So as president, every single brain in the country, is at your disposal. So your wishes and desire at any point in time, you can bring anybody you think so with me on board. So you have a large pool of minds to select from. So the few you have entrusted political power into their hands, if they are not performing at any point in time, you can revoke the appointment and reappoint another person. This isn't a big deal. It's not supposed to be a big deal because every single brain in the country is at your disposal. You can decide to stick to your party people. And I'm telling you, within the MPP, there are a lot of intelligent people within the MPP. There are more chance they could do better. But the president was bold enough to look into our faces and told us those Ghanaians are legitimately calling on him to only reshuffle nowhere, either jobless or they belong to the opposition. And for that matter, he insulted Ghanaians or Tamale, and he never paid heed to the call and Ghana for and put you up means something has to be done. And at the end of the day, we watch the ship headed for a crash, and as we speak, Ghana's economy is in the ditch. And I think that there are enough facts to rationalize the fact that we are indeed in the deep shit, Ghana, so far as Ghana's economy is concerned. Because if you look at all the indicators, the statistics, everything about Ghana's economy point to the fact that indeed we have massively mismanaged this particular economy. So the question comes back, I didn't think that Ghana for were calling on the president. At that time, changes in here the most. 1 year, few months to elections. At this time, and I was say it's a Valentine changes or whatever, and he brought up particular changes. So few days ago, I was on Joy FM, and the question was, time now, I said, time now, president, at the year changes, is it enough? The answer is no, because you know very well, in an electioneering period, in a country like ours, when we get to October, November, ministry be shutting it down, everybody is going to the ground to do campaign. So they have few days, and at the end of the day, the kind of extensive damage these people have caused to their country, in the economy of this country, and other sectors, they say, 10 years, they can't fix the problems. So we go back and ask the question, had they seen at the time, and Ghana for amping for change, calling for change, the president decided, Debbie, or no, in his mind, the ministers were performing well. When you and I, all the indicators were pointing to the fact that indeed, we were on a downward spiral. The economy was backsliding. The economy was sinking. The president was telling you, Kanoforata was performing better when all the credible rating agencies like Moody's, like Fitch, like S&P were downgrading us as we speak. Ghana, economy, nana president, that time, rank a junk status, meaning that we are not credit worthy within the international space as we speak. Ghana cannot go to the credit space. Say you subscribe to Eurobond because junk status, that is the first point you should know. And this happened when Kenoforata was finance minister. The president was privy to this ugly fact. He was aware. But the guy decided to prioritize family relations, family kind of ties, over the collective interest of the people of this country. At the same time, yen to mean service your debt our abontain to the extent that Kenoforata the minor bossebian quasiabosia my car a minor wishia. And yen to mean quabontin say a quack or bobosia. Eurobond market, we've been shut out. And we had the gut to tell our external creditors, actually, Bosiana Yabone is enough, yen to mean because it's sick yet. And we came back home and did domestic debt restructuring, telling Amanfwa, even domestically, I'm buying a do a more capra because or my no watching yen to mean those debt. These are the reality. So this is a guy, another finance ministry nano, under him, all this terrible record where he was leaving these things in his wake. So at your bang, mind and yet a bit twisted. And I said maybe the worms of old age, in a certain extent, are more ethical with the way are. At your bang, the president Timo Bitima, a Ghana for any catcher and say, Kedofurata was doing better, and those calling on him say on your reshuffle were jobless. Again, and yes, we were talking out of nothing. The seminar now were based on fact. And sometimes you hear this silly rationalization coming from some people, say, because Ukraine-Russia war, because COVID-19. I am telling you, sir, go back and read 2019. World Bank's country director, the kind of warning out the man, Ghana for say, the rate at which I hear Bobo Sia Sabi, young Bobo Sia Yansamuno, say Yansheni ye. On my never time, that was before COVID. Because Kedofurata was by then borrowing like he was crazy. Borrowing. To the extent that even the Euro bond market within the space of 4 years, now you're raising $11 billion. That is why I was telling you the last time, say, Kedofurata is here now they are bad dinner. Now catch them say on chill investment or this as you can hear. One share what they are home kuno because that is the sad reality. Then we have to assemble the Paris Club, the China, who is our largest bilateral creditor, and then other institutions. I do moka or power much no more tenance. Sabe ya mbeti am I a letter of comfort. I catch IMF say Charlie to say the Nkufona do moka na tiasia say you know more debt restructuring. That restructuring young happen you. It's just assurance and no more the mind. So that you beat me up for cancer as natural IMF, no more the second tranche in our mind. Because we needed the money. And that is exactly what we did. And the Forata held a press conference and told Ghanaians, say, oh no, Ghana is a proud nation. Adia your friend IMF, young Kobida. John Mahama, almost say John Mahama call IMF because now we're born. Now or not there, on IMF. Today we are here. IMF, no. We didn't go quietly. The ambulance in poor pay because at that time, no, the economy not so red. But we have mismanaged everything in the name of Ghana. We were going to IMF at the time, I said, or manage Japadian kakra, apart from say a bubble see a go mine soon, no. Esla PLC has been mortgaged at a quajabosia. I da kwakusikam. I yeji. Okay, abra. Esleba, the kind of criticism ni insult these people heap on the then president. And then Esla no almost buy on baby ye free honor. Esla ne ya quite ya can't be who's a missing country, ya kusia wa, and a yadia jabusia and a yeti. Get fund over the years. Yes, sati up, Sabia betty media bosuku humbra, a bit more mass scholarship at the top bases, ya the bosuku humbra, and it was a nice idea. Get fund has been in existence. You and I know, say, school, secondary schools, especially you see get fund bus, and then as a form try to finance education in a little way that almost wait to me. Get fund, no, the kusia wa kwajabosia, ababesheno. It is yamano say, Esala sikam, get fund esikam, and several other way science sikam. Ninjina under the same Kedofurata. So by the time we were calling on the president, now we were not doing it in the name of politics. Now we were not doing it because we hated him after all, making me hating for the we were not, because we were saying that in the interest of the country. That is why even MPs realize the guy has to go. Akufo-Addo Nkwale the only person I know who said Kedofurata Bobra Papa. Ghana ni bia said the guy was messing the place up. But on the presidency no odi. Omu bia, that is why an Panama catcher say Papa na mamu no or run no. Or run necessary obi tie kurase or run pharmacy shop. Anytime you ultimate tum or the safa ogunu bottom no nam. And that we yembe kawo be ko hono. Obako yesa okona yire ho kodidi na yire no koba 7 widim de wako de fie ombehu na obeba no na wawu. That is the kind of country Akufo-Addo is running. He doesn't respect anybody, including his own party people. Because I am telling you the hard fact for you to appreciate there. Now, we were not talking out of nothing, but something was actually going on. And now you free said the president has to do something. At some point, I was even convinced the president no can reshuffle I think he reshuffle no because Akufo-Addo outlived the usefulness as president no. I check. See no so keke na so bia ni so because there was absolutely nothing reasonable or sensible. Oh yeah, Sebi. Like I said, or mine of father to my pay nothing. No one said decisions saying here and now Sikana Yemia, yes, Sikana Babo Chidom. For the first time, inflation in Koya could do 51%. Under the same kind of rata, inflation numbers 51%. When was the last time I would say inflation do 51% in this recent past year? You will mean right? So the indicators were there, and borrowing promises say you buy your mobosia. But be a debt portfolio akwakudu ende. We need minimum because people decided say you don't mind about bonkwasia bosia your bobosia na ye dia cut. How come? How do you explain say the panel finance minister no or no one firm and a leading negotiation for loans in the name of Ghana? Ya loan we are na ya sin tuya na kan wa je share no dia ko. And then and every single scandal that plagued this particular country one way or the other, the guy was involved. Emma William Fee, now, and 2 years ago, what is a major fee press conference about a Japan deal there? A Honsun and so about a Japan deal by a yen, sorry, I said, no, enough is enough. This deal cannot go on because a minor Japan deal for the Achin Manon, yen to found Kusia wa brasabi. I didn't know cry yenimu. Parliament could so sign crat agitum because wouldn't say could do is just pure business. I remember say drew a minority no okay out, but not majority or numbers they approved, and then and a president through pressure from people now a president na ka say sebi watwin penso. Now dear na go through no and go through I see a suspend no, and then they come back to tell us that we have spent a whooping $12 million. $12 million. You see, Ghana yet Ghana dollars and ya kind of boom 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 boom. But those in America, almost $10, no can $12 million. And Jessica Ketua. And Sabi and some 4 more sign can fa home, I fast wa, Yababo kana, Otia Wakuma be 2. The same law firm na, or more any leading that negotiation, you know, or no one kasa, or no one kasa. Or no one kasa no wafasi law firm sa African partners are we da no the friend say Gabia Sarochi da konom da no according to auditor general a special prosecutor no they all took money because ayabusia yencheni ayaman Ghana de nyo bia de do na and go through no ya fa nyansa ya se akohan dan we engage consultants, we travel ye say atimi aboabo e ka no ama na bedu $12 million. You never tell my need is okay. Aside all Sabian Kwasiakro, no, I call Sunina. That is the problem. That is the problem. So Sandema way in our coso and Ken of Riata was involved. Over Martin and Midu Bab until special prosecutor were Jai on Yabim. Because the president and his cousin and other people were giving him pressure. He recounted a number of instances trying to put pressure on him to agree that a Japan deal should go through. Interest in saying your royalties, the mineral royalties, no, your far so just a commissar, na asherian, Yakotan China, then we enjoy the money, we enjoy it ourselves. You don't care about any Ghanaian. So these were the signs that I just want to be factual, pointing to classic facts. Sabaya. We're just talking. No? Some of us don't talk with that fact. That is why I'm pointing to event as see say Kenoforata. Now why we were asking said the president should reshuffle Kenoforata. Again, Millennium your friend is saying Challenge Corporation, MCC. Obama in 2013 launched a program near Power African Initiative, and he decided say or select some African countries. Now I'm more musica and a bear compact tour before Kokwaji first one or the bear and one road no. Second trench na banana it was some money was earmarked for the energy sector, and then the understanding was that we should engage private sector. Our the operations of ECG or your power sector no. Sabaya and Sabaka Sassikano. Omunya tis asem no pe sabe ye be qualify for sika nti na omudi mrika omo abubusia fo no kofo me cartel then hide behind, you say, a Philippine company or whatever. They form the PDS. And so we see a telephone conversation popping up between a guy who was a barber and several other people. Clearly, you should know that this was a criminal scheme, an orchestration by a few individuals to assemble themselves and call themselves PDS. Your friend is saying, Nema esomo at the Brian, Emma some certain guarantees. Indeed, company is a credible company. As for the same Baumia, therefore, your Nam has said, or your mate, and they, I say, or your mate, or your bobo ya driver crane phobia. The same guy, change condition president to condition subsequent, and as for a gomu, a man crofo in your crime, but take energy sector, but Sika. At some point, a Ghana for sorry, say Casano. They had no other option than to terminate it. Till date, no investigation has been done. Then the US Embassy wrote a letter to Ghana for Nokachira and said, no, the Indian say cancer scanner $498 million, but now $190 million for the energy sector. The US Embassy wrote a letter to us, Nokachira, and said, no, say, more terminating contract, with the PDS, and I catch say, private sector participation, that's a private sector participation, into being Kosowa. Then $190 million, yes, they Ghana, in the name of, say, more engaged private sector in the energy sector, no, Sasikano, so issues, baby, you don't go in. This is the kind of thing as Uncle for Ghana, and because of them, we have lost a whopping $190 million. $190 million because certain family kababi decided to orchestrate the PDS scandal. Ghana for Kasai, and government was compelled to cancel the deal. And as a result, the US Embassy notified us that US government can no longer continue to give us that particular money. So as we speak, Omoka PDS deal now, what they don't attach is the fact to say you lose $190 million because of that particular cancellation. So, the seminar just to prove a point to say, by the time I Ghana for catch on your changes, now we were not just talking keke. Now you were enough evidence, you were enough fact, you were enough Niama Bebra say economy was backsliding, was taking a nosedive. By that time, Krano. Now these agencies, and the end downgrading and so now we were around C, B minus, blah 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 around O. Then on the other side, Transparency International say your democracy because a dear back democracy genome say you took corruption as say you create free space for media people to operate, those conditions do not exist in this country. And we have seen a lot in this country. Abra media men, omoto radio station ni abawura ho ne akofawo, baby ayedoko, yenka nchiro bia. This modern day and time, such culture of barbarism, still has been in play. Where media people has been subjected to all forms of inhumane treatment in the hands of a president, a supposed human rights lawyer under his watch. This nasty stuff happening under National Security Ministry, under your interior, under police and other stuff. Fine, and a president to me calling it to order in this country. So sometimes I don't blame his appointees a lot because President Nankasa na or subject for reshuffle. No ankasa no asan ko no reshuffle na ho because or prove sufficiently say only useful to Ghanaians so far as presidency and governance is concerned. That is why his appointees went on to do whatever that they did. Because that time, na catching and say only changes. Now there were enough reasons. And because we can just come and talk out of nothing. No, we can do that. And this thing we do, I'm telling you, that we don't hate nobody. No? Because hate is for weak people. Nipo mu hate, it is weak people who hate. We don't hate. But we will point to you. Nemana air question because governance is not about you. It is about the ordinary people who are not sure about their tomorrow. It is about the poor people who do not know where their next meal will come from. People without hope. Nipa old school man sabi, all hope is that things will get better. Sabi onusu benye baby. The veil of desperation are also a lot of Ghanaian youth traveling through the desert just to go to Italy, just to go to France, when incentives and opportunities what Chrome has are supposed to be, your friends saying, more rewarding and more beneficial than those countries. Last time I catch it, I said, Italy. Just look at the country because they're no more. But what they have is brain, human brain. They've been able to create something out of nothing. We have everything here. But consistently, the African youth have become slaves in other people's land. You need to work your ass all day in order to feed. Some are even scared to return to their own country because medical infrastructure is crumbling. Oba which you bribe or airport. Airport, no, which now find workers in BS risk. I'm pass it through Ghana airport. Yet the very moment who say for America, for UK, now everybody is begging for money. That is the kind of country I made. So we are politician. You have a huge responsibility in ensuring, say, at least just do the right thing. Fix the problems. Make sure you inspire, you give hope. Those who without it, you give them hope. At least you can't do everything, but your governance should be reassuring to the extent that when a man for Kwada, or say, okay, there is hope for the future. That is the kind of assurance citizenry here. Nobody is asking, say, buying koto pizza, mobia. Nobody is asking for iPhone. Nobody is asking for car. No, people are asking for basic essentials. But these are things these people have denied us. So at some point in time, I say mere spectators. Now your friend is saying active participants in your co-president and him and say na point do na ebo afotabla, and they were not living up to expectation, and that we expect some drastic changes in the setup. In the first place, some of us got worried about the size of government that you set it up because I think that is highly stupid for a country like Ghana. A friend saying Obika 30 million people to have over 120 something ministers. It doesn't make sense. It's so absurd and so silly. Because we travel outside, go and beg countries with lesser numbers, their population, but we had this huge sum of people. The justification the president gave us, I need more people to be on the task. I'm telling you, has he been able to fix a single problem in this country? There is nothing that Akufo-Addo has touched in the end, problem. In the flagship program, I had the free SHS, or the buy, look at the challenges that came in its wake. Because it's just political reparation package. You promise it, you're delivering. Beyond that, nothing, no thought, nothing. Catch almost blueprint and so there were enough motivation. Then you come back to educational sector. That is the heartbeat of governance here. Look at the sector today. Look at the sector today. Yetna say my dentist to say about education ministry, hobe two education ministry, no say all corner. Abraham no poor corner education not pansam. Because the guy is a kind of an emotional person, or more be a kasa boom boom boom, and recently me to say yourself also vice president. Him say I'm a bottom. I'm a freezer. I'm a money a good yebi. Kasa boom 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 boom. Sa boom boom boom. Sa also president. Sat at education ministry, messed the place up. Free SHS policy came without a blueprint. People they were supposed to consult, people they were supposed to engage. Nobody. At some point, in America, what is educationists, heads of institutions as well, came out complaining, said they were not consulted, they were not engaged. Because they engage you or more. Secondary school, they will be able to tailor out the challenges in a very comprehensive manner. Because every policy, there are problems in the building blocks upon which a policy is erected on. Into we see the policy will come and address the problem. But you don't build the policy, and the policy will come and create a problem. So at that time, now we needed urgent change in our education ministry. The only thing the president told us, and they say, yeah, got a past question about the chairman school for now, Sabi. More formative years, and cry over 17, 18, 16 years, or cultural secondary school. Adie a lady omo, why psychology pen, you know, say, Adie driver omo a success. Nothing but success. So, if you attempt to buy a past question for that particular acrano, na ohunu say if na ban ho na eba to that akra no enya pass question bem e yakọ. They will drop all their books and fixate on that particular thing because we just wanted them to pass. It is not about impact. It is not about say no, we just wanted them to pass the exams so that the president will come back and brag say PSHS and pass it and it's the best in our history. So everything in this part of the world is politics. That is the challenge we have. Education sector and necessity. Have headmasters calling you on daily basis complaining about basic food and cranes or woody. Omoko, even sugar crown why common bread. They don't get it. These are the basic challenges. So if people are calling on you, be a president, you are not a magician. You can't solve all the problems, but at least be reasonable. Be amenable to concerns being raised by the people because the people are not dumb. They are not idiots. Listen to them. Just give me a minute. I'm coming. Yes. So the people are not dumb. And the Omo can't say as president, you need to listen to them. But once here, and the America we are say, I reshuffle na president Kufuor do no. Onye reshuffle so oba be ye any changes in the governance sector no, something better will come on stream because amamu no the 7 years na say no, you can't use few months to repair. It's not possible. It's not just possible. It's not. And you see, I think Ghana for the bia ya kasa mu say we are not talking out of Sebia ya bi no mpo bia semo. So kaya on the Captain's Man show over and over, we were talking about the cathedral. I can for that jijidem. Say you benya heavily food ready. At the time the economy was stepping away. At time of mine seeker, acquire investment, I'll see a kwakusi cathedral. As a software, I can see Okroma who are supposed to be divinely reasonable, very sensible, to advise the president on that silly initiative. But these people arrogated to themselves the powers of being God representative here. Kasa minimum kakranka. Asa muni yesu native here. You know who na man for catch say and a cathedral ni ebesia se nyame animonyam. And ne. Today it has become the biggest embarrassment at the center of Accra. A big hole. The amount of money that has gone into the cathedral, a copper. And these people are shamelessly resigning like cowards. They are checking out. And when minister way your friends say or software way actual statement they are resigning from the board. Or resigning from the board to where? You are all bunch of cowards. Because you don't have the courage to approach Ghanaians and apologize. Because and yes someone say you catch them. Abrana sanse mhunu no koso no say at this time Nyankopon kra te so na bubefu. Because this is not time I hear cathedral. Maybe a Roman Catholic, me Roman for church ben na opa winya, even Pentecost church, yes so called Gomoa. There's a day almost seen war, a half an year power ship yenya as a mine at the time of minor bono, at the time of economy no as sinking no, at the time the economy is backsliding no, that is the time so called a software, a sharp banyachi, a bonuku to pass on for my Sikan cathedral. And then I am another honor. I'm when you're serious. When you're serious. You will be any team at say me na me president. How you will all answer for those crimes. And then can move Ghana free kroma. Because I believe say actions must be followed with consequences. Because and I over kana ya dada me wa bodam ya dada o ya kra. Ya dada o. You were supposed to know better before you go in. The common sense was enough incentive to provoke the thought say venture na mu kom no a silly venture because at this time ada ye beg IMF na asefo no for mine sikan ko sikatiwa kano forata na giginam and here we are so nsem na make kan nyina ba besi say Akufo-Addo anya na dwe say oye cathedral anya na dwe say oye reshuffle because nipa na odo mo sisi position no odo ankasa wa agenda odo omo baaye kano forata had an agenda. Everybody had an agenda and he wanted them to finish by 7 years and the obi abaye bia wa yawie. And now he has decided say aban no kofie enti omo munya akwanya enwura mu no yemfa omo nhyem bi sabe ya yakotena fie a they will not be calling us names after all you two you were made a minister. That is exactly what he's doing. but with the intention to reform, the intention to repair, the intention to bring the economy to life. When the economy about life, fine. If it would the years bad this time, the time is so limited, he can do nothing. He cannot do anything to turn the fortunes around. And he's aware, he's privy. He's privy to the fact that he cannot do anything. And that is the reality. So forget about this. It's just a PR charade that at least they have spin doctors within the media who will take it on, especially those traditional media that they buy at the table. They are discussing a president, I say, a reshuffle there because that is what they do. But thank God, saying the average and the ordinary Ghanaian has become very critical. And they know what is going on. And they will not allow themselves to be fooled. Ghanaians are aware, wide awake. So those times now, those pain doctors will sit on those traditional media, and so forth, trying to heal them, and they said the eyes are clear. The average and the ordinary Ghanaian can see through the misleading political spin. You can see through. So you can't fool no one anymore. That is why today we are here having this conversation. That is why today we are here having this conversation, trying to raise the awareness for you. Politics in the na yede dada nipa ya bajimi for because you can't politics na you think say a few special people we are ya more they are very special people. Governance is for them. I'm telling you that governance is for everyone. This country is for everybody. We all have equal stake in it, whether you are sick or poor, whether say we are uko school and now one school. Even though the population don't want to school and also. You build your mind. The numbers in the build your mind. We build a country with numbers. I didn't think that China all of a sudden are a competitive force. Today, that is the second largest economy in the world. Why? How? Because about 50 years ago, not China was one of the poorest countries in the world. How come all of a sudden they've been able to change the fortunes? Because their numbers, they've been able to leverage the numbers for economic gains. And I was telling you the last time, so you have to have your dollar. You see, can you downgrade your devalue yes, you know? Amono, a deliberate policy downgrade your yuan. Sabi ya ne value no be conform na dollar na yakese. Na be ye disincentive for the average Chinese or kwakoto ade a every America aba because they are priced in dollars. And this a win to me to ade na obeye. You go for the alternative. The alternative is a Chinese made phone. So you go for either Huawei or other Yuan or other brand or China. So as a result, the industry keep growing, we're booming. So they were substituting American import for local defense manufacturing where product or more. Into the devalue sikana a disincentive. iPhone or price and boy they want to mean talk. You need a phone, we can't live without a phone. Then now buy Huawei. Once you buy Huawei, China is benefiting. And again, the iPhone your phone 100 at home America for not China your iPhone 100 at home and include for behind any electronic because China has the numbers over billions of people. America is somewhere around 400 300 million thereabout. But China over billion times 3. So obi a yard yaman include for 100 because they have found a way to leverage their number for economic gains. That is what you do. By and yes, numbers no be amfa ho eye krono bo yemfa nyansa kwan so nipa na yedi omo so no omunnim nyansa enti no yenya ye ho se ye bibia ma omo then that is it because they do about for they are very emotional people, few of them and ebe tena say aye critical analysis adwe ne ho ma ye hu se sei anka ebe ba de say ye koye elections that time ana ye de caterpillar na so kogu kwan so say ye kwan ama na de wagimi for me we yes I did no crime me meto yawo because you are telling me say binim nyansa and that is what that is how the kind of lenses these guys see us through. So we need to be wise. We really need to be wise. So Kendo Foreta, Akufo-Addo, all the appointees in Nasefo came to make money for themselves. That is the statement I concluded with this morning. Because how come a minister of state timinya $1 million in her personal account bank e fie nya we kra e fie eguni dem $1 million, and the president is telling us say or gidie o ma minumu say investigation ne beba no ne ho beba song, and the special prosecutor has come out to confess say no investigation on into us. So I told you, so the words of an executive president in that part of the world, are so tremendous, so heavy. We are institution, you need to bow. Because there is no way that guy was going to do any investigation to discredit that woman because of Asama president. Because the very moment I obey yes, Ogu president and that will come with consequences. So the very moment the president made that statement, I told you, say that thing was going nowhere. Today, here we are. Once again, we've been vindicated, but it's not a vindication that calls for celebration. It's a vindication that rather saddens and it breaks your heart as a Ghanaian, as a young Ghanaian watching what is happening on the political arena. It breaks your heart. Because we want a kind of politicians, everybody around them are hungry. We want to create a just society where at least everybody and your basic things, and the basic needs. That is what we are looking for. That is what we are looking for. But the situation is a bit different here. So we really need to wise up, reason up, and then see the way a man I ever go about things. Politics isn't about emotions. And I will meet him and I'm off a CNN and Sansem Hununo and fancy mind. Political power, and I say constitution, I dare not their mind, no, are very heavy. Very, very, very heavy. So we can't joke with it. And again, asamba kwa shime pa make kan ho asem asama esi PBC. Anapai me boso, but not time any ya fantino. Man sada ntie ne ye. You see, Akufo-Addo bana or swear in no. Okachire Ghana for say we should be citizens, not spectators. And that you see something, say something. Who says something is going untoward? Something is inimical. The interest of this country, raise the alarm, talk about it, let people know what is going on. Enti abrantia oye adwuma ewo PBC recently eba news who say court a share bank say yankotwe mo japade yankoton because omo de ka 300 million Ghana cedis. Uhu ye ba social media ye twe omo japade produce buying company PBC omo no moto koko. Uhu se na enam social media ne ye twe omo japade uhu ye no wante ase. De tie ne say as far back as 2001, Abrantia oye adwuma ho oye auditor saw what was happening within the company because he realized a company the market share was around 30.8%. At some point, because of he used the word mismanagement. He used the word I'm coming. He used the word mismanagement. And I can't say company because of certain decisions we are planning for taking ama company market share air drop it and something needed to be done. This guy wrote an extensive notice. I'll send a command. No other person than the President of the Republic of Ghana. The auditor PBC ha. Na niema mani akwa hu no samontu anamawa company no begu. That is the thing, that is the word he said, because market value of a company na 2016 2017 na 30.8 aba besi time na ultra letter abedu 10%, meaning say the capacity PBC was how the guy talk ton and as a form no. A few months because he cannot were going to other places. So this guy wrote a letter telling the president that something has to be done. Actually, letter anyway, yeah, but we are letter no go do no. And your friend, your friend managers no bomb man say letter send and say can free Abrante say ho. Immediately now, the guy was suspended, demoted, and later terminated. He was suspended, demoted, and later terminated. Ye amana kwakwa fie, and according to him, severance package are entitled to because on a company na ya juma for 15 good years no. Yesi yamfa ma no adanya na no yi neka. Or no one who something going on wrong. Na what menya kokoduro, wankobo obia DC yamane o, wankobo MC yamane o. He informed the president of the Republic of Ghana, who told us, say, we should be citizens, not spectators. Nobody has since intervened, including the president he wrote a letter to, Akufo-Addo. So may catch us say, under this regime, there is enough incentive and enough motivation for people to be corrupt. And you're buying no be time no. And then the president, what time president, and I say we how because president is an enviable position that anybody might desire to become president. Until Obi be president that when the moment a Germany pan when the person is actually performing. But the presidential power with irresponsibility, nobody will entertain it. So the guy as at now is sitting home till date. Entitlement, yes, even the president had decided not to intervene in his case. And you see, the money is very interesting about this matter. And I said, Abrante no throw letter in 2021. Last year, 2 years after, company no agu. Because on the cut 300 million Ghana cedis, a consortium of banks, and this Bosiana mano, Bosiano ADB eka hon, Bank of Africa eka hon, a universal way merchant bank na be universal way bank no universal merchant bank eka ho bi your friend say and several about 7 banks and a kabom and a yede sika e ma PBC abo obosia de ye adwuma omode PBC call court no sika no munya sika ntua because the guy alerted said the company was going down. Nobody did a thing until said ne court na ma default judgment say monko PBC monko so mo agapade na monko ton na monfante moka and say who say na amanfo ekọ ye fen say sa company no kosi so mo agapade etwe na nam social media na ba bi efiri no abrante ne tifie ne. So you ask yourself, president also about obey so advance principle to help us fight corruption and as a form of no people should be spectators. Me say they used words no you shouldn't kake. It doesn't mean a thing that comes from his mouth. Or can just for politics' sake. Because this particular situation is a test case, the president must intervene to send a message, to send a signal to say, who are you know who be a cobone against the interest of the public? Be emboldened. Abrante koye we ye na di otifie. Obi na wana adwumam na se krono koso a obeyi nanim so kwakoka. So at the end of the day no, you are creating enough incentive for people to be corrupt. There is enough motivation for people to steal from the republic. Because republic ni ma ame ne papa. Obi etimi wi afa no hudi. Anka zile da papa da nya $1 million agu ne mpaase. Obenya some idiot at his social media ne TV so justify these things. I catch us me. The oko osea kwa me despite them no $1 million egu ni them enya me nwanwa emfa me ho because he's a businessman, he's a private person. He doesn't hold any public office. But once you hold a public office, no, every sika bia befa wonsam bia no, people should know. Because that is a way of you betimi check for corruption. Because no o man sika fa wonsam, or no man sika mfa nsam. Or more man sika for wonsam no. Whenever such huge sums of money is found, awo wonchanya obi ankasa we kromfo, but tell us where you got that money from. It's a simple principle that is done everywhere. Yes, said is true. He doesn't mean it. But this is a president, one bit, who tells you, Ghana beyond age, near them sunlight. The following day, he's out there begging. The following day, he was out there begging. Yeah, now recently near China, Chelsea on fire cancha. That is the country. So, amambo na yete ho no akwese like a circus bi na yete ho ye koba saa tware ye ho saa unhunyansade a yekọ say ade we ye for the sake of the people. We have a lot of young people in our part of the world. What are some of the strategies I ever hear? Because these people don't even understand what is happening in the world. That's why I keep telling you, say, we are putting analog leaders in a digital world. So, they don't even know what is going on. So how to create incentives? These are people who think say responsibility. Say yes, some for typical African politician. That is the kind of mentality we need him. You are not supposed to outshine, go beyond a certain bia what terraform ha. It mwakra word bebo peja omuno omwa the bia what form. That is the typical African politician for you. So greedy and so wicked because omufri say crowd there say, oh yes sir, master, oh yes boss, but yes and up there is no plan, there is no policy that caters for say you create young people billionaires, young people entrepreneurs, young people business, no those things, and yet dina china som no sa pasiaso sa keke, nothing comes out of it. By the time we do not be a what but that is not governance, that is not leadership. Me say, leadership is not supposed to have pity. No. Leadership shouldn't be like, I'm helping somebody. Leadership, there is nothing like help. We empower people. But for how long? For how long? You can't help people throughout. Even 1 year, 2 years, you can't. So in politics, in leadership, in governance, pity, help, assistance, no. Empower people. From a culture say every nipa desani bia behunu bia on the potential, whether o school, whether o yare o tiapo or yakro or panyino o bia our potential wonimu. Create the enabling environment, create the incentives, create the opportunities, and let them leverage to maximize what is within them. They will become somebody. That's how you develop people. If you go to America, that is the kind of incentive they provided. So you don't direct people what to become or hano. Certificate as to whether the person is prepared for that job, whether he wants it, whether he can do it, it doesn't matter. No one said certificate. We don't create incentive where people will be self-sufficient, will be independent-minded and decide, say, okay, this is what I want. Such incentives and such opportunities do not exist here. And that is what we are insisting there. The next chapter of leadership must create those incentives, those opportunities. And we cannot continue to be worshiping greedy people, greedy men who are close to their death, yet they want to amass wealth, everything to themselves and appropriate it and in the name of their family and then go away. That is what we call the new political narrative. We need to change the narrative. And that narrative changing will begin here. This is a Ghana for Nitia. The Ghana for there will be no problem. Even two people on the ballot how to analyze and see who to vote for. So the most precious thing at this time is to give you accurate information. Credible analysis and what make it informed decision out of those analysis. And that's exactly what we're doing here. That is why you shouldn't take programs like this for granted. Arming you with all the information you need. All the information you need. So that one kasa you can process and decide on your next line of action. And yes, sir, we will continue to suffer. And that is the reality. And those who say, Nyankopon beboa, Nyankopon say, Nyankopon mo bia o, oni adaje. But God is a busy God. We are go and count. For this archaeologists, no one can tell how many years we are here. How busy Nyame wa adaje o beboa ya, ngai da so tetia. your fortunes around that. No, it will never be done. We will continue to be beggars on our homeland. We will continue to be slaves. We a slave. You go out there and you become a slave. There are a lot of young, beautiful Ghanaian ladies who have been sold to captivity, slavery, modern day slavery in the Middle East. There I saw a bunch of ladies in their friend in Egypt. Say almost to Egypt, like Egypt, okay, Egypt. A bit of Middle East, and then as a phone, and the kind of inhuman treatment these people are going through, is heartbreaking. But still, people are going because Nipa Yana created the needed incentives, I'm for media leverage to become somebody, say. And there be a choka politics as a binyan sign him and I invest in emotions, oko akrasia, obi NDC in MPP, abusia we in casa, obi ware, Nipano. Flag bearer of a party, no crane, and him that, or tea crassin, all dim quasia, some say, just say, sometimes, politics in the antia. Because what you say, you will never invest emotions. You will never invest emotions. What you know, be a few way and what if you win because only NDC for say MPP for until your time. Really? The focus is to develop Ghana. And I have told you political parties are a vehicle. So we have people who have voted for almost all the political parties because Otuma way and then or Hena says she say then you go to the next one or Hena that is how it's supposed to be. Don't appropriate it and make it as if anyhow you will not exist. A basa you will be taken for granted. And we've been taken for granted. And say what is an Kumasi for Kikam? Now me a president motivation we have the choir de Kumasi and saying MPP president. After all, my nephew come to Mame. Oh, I won't forget your mom. And I also watch Jato also by way. I say Alan cross with Alan chairman, team cross and no Wajaya. One our best aswa. Alan chairman, team cross with Jay. Now one our best aswa. A choice and some like cano. And you true. They are fact. These people, and sometimes the NDC MPP comparison. Me say what you do NDC MPP comparison. Don't compare this Akufo-Addo government. Oh, this thing is a different thing altogether. This is a crook bunch of criminals. But we've seen governance in this town. Rollins by Yehuno, Kufo by Yehuno, Melso by Yehuno, Melso by Mahama by Yehuno. The kind of governance that Yehu in the past, is nothing compared to this thing that is happening. And that is a fact, unless you don't want to accept it. We've been complaining about bad governance in the past, yes, but not to this extent. We don't need governance, so that's why I'm catching us. This is a Ponzi scheme. These people have decided. Well, I say, idea ya rehearse, ya plan. This is agenda we are going to execute. Do more corner the master plan and about governance, and they are executing. Those times, not many BOT tackle program and not a book be a Japan. I say a Japadia book or Kanya. Now, men farmer drain cohort, but now on a metana system may yet careful analysis of things he said from the book and what has happened. It's exactly the same thing. So I try to say these people sat down, rehearsed whatever they are going to do. Fortunately, they want power and they have decided to implement it. So it's a plan. That is what I'm saying. So whenever you're talking about politics, don't compare this government to the past, the Yahoo, because this thing, hey, they have their own agenda and they know why they are here. That is why consistently all the calls being placed on them, including the president. But when he went to Ashanti region and they were telling him, say, Nana, Hana Winya will vote to do na free, and it is true. Kwabere for so mokwano, yesrew. Ye bibi fa ho. Because enema nkoye emma kwabere for. Nana bie na no a kasa president no wunni hwe ka kra o munya botare amamo no eyemre kakrakra ye cheche bi ansa beka ne de abansa entimi enye all the distance at the time, but it's one at a time. Nti mesere mo. I appreciate your vote as president because mato abama me mani so but munya abotare na mama me mere menya nkoye de there is hope that I'll fix your road. That is as a reasonable president, that is what you tell people, and then that is it. Because he's arrogant, because he's sitting with pride that is so filthy, because he knows nothing about leadership, he thinks he's an authority that has been arrogated to himself. Kokoti, you know, or say you can't threaten him so about 2 man and sound 2 man. It's do how Kokromotini one cast out the upper fire. The upper fire now, just upper reward. This is a president, a sitting president. O too cheek, ama nipa. Omo 2 man asabi, a birum cry and ho na ya to man boom 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 boom. And some huna what 10 and a catch on. This is the person we've placed at the top to unsolve your problems and my. And you think such a person with such immoral character, with such disrespectful instinct now will do anything better for you? Me say, akufo ado he ne subanya de ye hui ayatufo bo no de amaye yo. Because people who really know him, omo won ya yenti a ye de abakoko man no. Today omo ti omo dem no mo aye say. Kofikum senka bi. Nyahota maklo. No, actually, I said that guy is a very dangerous guy. He doesn't respect nobody. He doesn't care about anybody. He doesn't give a damn about anything. And you've seen a lot of things he has left in his wake point to the fact that he doesn't give a damn about anybody. That is why citizenry now, that kind of partnership exists between the president and you. Omuhu concerns, they raise it, and then you try to address it. He insulted everybody when we called him to do reshuffle. How? It's not possible. Well, we vested that executive authority in you. Abra now na campaign na macho man bi na edi na chi o. The might of the state was never committed to him to protect him. But when you Ghana for the 2 mima or no, the state must everything has been given to you. Then Nama Haman and now enjoy and now got enough ye. He's home as a citizen. State machinery nini ho a chose nipa da senina yawo maimunu yana yawo 2 mino. But when we decide to give you the power, you need to replicate that by showing the people respect. You talk to them in a way as if you're man for I said, there is no single government under the sun that can solve everybody's problem. No. And we don't expect any government to come and solve all problems. It's not possible. But at least what you do is to try to meet people halfway. In a way as a man for betmienya some closure. But where they attempt did name for let's say kasafi. And I sign a 2 years so a sign kahon. And in the end, nothing better. So this is my message to you this evening. I think we spent much time here and food for thought. Know what you are invested in politics, enquire emotions, enquire tribal sentiment, enquire ethnocentric, that kind of way, like enemy free, that kind of sentiment. Don't invest those things. The relationship must be mutual respect, intellectual kinship. Look around what is happening. And you also make a wise decision. A time will come, we become powerful. And I may catch that Captain Smart to say. If you go to the UK, you see that leaders they are able to show a sense of remorse if something actually goes wrong. And willingly, they resign and they go home. Do you think, no? But they know, the kind of relationship that exists between Omoni and Nipano thrive on mutual trust, mutual confidence. So whenever that line be shaky, it means that confidence no longer exists. So you backslide because the people are very wise. The people are very knowledgeable. The people are very sensible and they are watching you. So when you are ruling wise and intelligent people, always you are very careful because you know, sir, the people are a bit analytical. Asem kra na akoka kire omo abedwene ho mienu ansa na waka akoka. Unkoka the boom 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 boom. But when they don't respect you because you're reducing your home to mere stooges, mere political tools to be used during elections, and after elections it ends there. We cannot continue to be mere tools, mere political tools to be used during elections, and after elections we are to leave our usefulness. Election power is so named for Swabium. We become a mere commodity in the transaction, also within the political sphere. Or usefulness during election period, your concerns, your initiative, whatever, the other can be a matter. At that time, somebody sitting at the top. The other can say Yansa, say Yansa, nim, whom you know are thoughtfully where there is nothing that you can do. That is why upon all the mess, and you have a certain vice president coming back to promise Ghana for say, Yanto Abamano, no baba be the president, obey president, level no, obey ye free ho, mission level no, obey ye free ho, your friends say national service, obey ye free ho. Let me say Yana mo bodam. I don't want to say Ghana for yam because he will say all these things because he thinks the people are not reasonable. For how long are we going to act like this? Because as a vice president, you are not a pussy. Neither are you a sissy under the current constitutional arrangement. You have enormous political power. Mates are your partner. You partner somebody. It's not just mate, driver-mate relationship. So decisions coming from the executive now quite binding. So if you believe in some of the things happening, and you're right, you are at par with the president. Major decisions going on in your own and what is the level of influence you were able to exert on the president, and what alternatives were you able to provide to the president? Okay, at the 11 so this is the alternative that I'm proposing. We never heard a damn thing from the vice president, and today, after aiding and making sure that the E-levy goes through, and Ghanaians are feeling the pinch, you come back for in the name of cheap politics, come back and tell us, and I made buy wasn't my idea. I was just a driver's mate. Who cares if you are a boy driver? Who cares? Nobody give a damn about that, man. And you see, he has the confidence, he has the temerity to be doing all these things because they have certain media highlands who are engaging in misinformation and disinformation campaign. They are just penning those nasty stuff. Recently, Papa Binka, I used to respect him a lot, Kofi Bentel, and the rationalization that guy was throwing around and said, we should try Baumia because he has never been president before. Really? Are you serious? This is a guy who cannot even be a mate, said Osichireno. And you think it is safe for us to hand over this country to him? When we have seen his track record as a vice president, the nasty shit these people have committed, the atrocities they've done to this country, the guy who has been given the economy to manage, and as a result of his reckless incompetence, he has run away from the economic front, and today he's fronting IT, he's fronting digitalization. Shamelessly, he doesn't even know anything about IT, because somebody, a guru in IT, understand technology and that stuff, you know, be out there, say, Melante, you can say, mobile app. I have somebody here, I can do a mobile app for me. That will be more multifunctional than what they introduced. App. Common app and a celebrity. App. Ushiaba umia bisano. Single digital infrastructure. Onama oye de baba and the let him point to a single digital infrastructure. I was setting up since he became a vice president. Digital center na esiwa aya backbone na yade ye nema no was built by the previous administration, Mahama administration. Honestly, this is a guy who came to bastardize and sold him to Ghanaians as an incompetent guy, but he saw the wisdom to build a particular thing, data center, and then a storage facility for everything IT in this country. And yeah, no kwa Oko Keni UST. They have another defense backup. The same thing is in university. So in case there is a crash or data center now, you have one okay university. You bet me use laying cables around all over the country and then as a phone. You have never invested in a single thing. You come, you leverage these things for mobile app, then as a phone, and you want to be celebrated for IT. And I'm like I said, some Ghanaians are so narrow-minded, so myopic, so like sometimes so they fall for some of these nasty things. And then we should celebrate a mobile app. Apple, app. And then app, mobile app. Mobile app, no, and young crown mobile app and the whole vice president, because only he has nothing better doing because he cannot face the economy today. Economy need go and fix it. The economy is in wreckage. The economy is in a mess. The economy is in a deep shit. You claim we are economic wizards or whatever. The economy is lying bare, naked, bleeding, hemorrhaging. People want you to go and fix the broken economy. You are there telling us we are IT. You are just a joke, Mr. Man. Why a joke? Because Ghana is not a serious country. That is why you can put yourself forward for president. But Makasa, within the NPP, there are a lot of credible people, there are a lot of intelligent people, there are a lot of people. They can lead maybe a certain transformation. Ghana hope. For me, I am not against NDC MPP. I'm not against. I want something to be done right. So if MPP can do the right thing, if NDC can do the right thing, that is what we want. Because it's about fixing the problem. But there is no guarantee somebody coming from outside will come and do it. There is no guarantee. So at the point in time, we must make sure whichever that any of them that is coming will present something, a good option for Ghanaians. We want solution. We are not here to try. We are not here to say, no. We want solutions. And that is what we want. Ghana no nya toya ye di bedi agro na ye grogro ho and half and monje manyanto toy no. We have no time because every single hour that is passing, people's future is on the line. A man for future is on the line. We cannot toy and mess up with the destiny of this country. So Baumia, anything better to offer, you should open it up. Tell Ghanaians, this is what I want to do. These are my vision. The vision must start from today. Because you are part of this messy situation you've created. The kind of economic embarrassment we are facing today, in our political history under the Fourth Republic, who be that? Because I don't remember the last time inflation at who drove about 15 and as a for them. Economy at some point in time was going zero. Go back to 2020. Growing zero, flat. But catch COVID-19 in Ukraine war. More bottom. Na sikana movie and as a for no moody. Auditor General report to buy or real fee. Because time on my way, Sika bow my way from outside during the COVID-19 time. And you people thought it was Christmas. You sikani ina for nyansa. Kwanzu we sikani ina ediye. Ebejina kasa Ukraine Russia war. I am more bottom. Ukraine-Russia war. Even the East European countries or more border Ukraine, Russia, or more engaging in trade massively. That was what I was telling people on Joy FM the last time. Say, go to the North Africa. And where Morocco, Egypt, and then as a forum, and you're close to. More engaging in massive trade in Ukraine. They are not blaming Ukraine-Russia war for their economic woes. So no more economic woes, do say no more. You sit afar here and say Ukraine-Russia war. And then you have some jokers on radio re-echoing the fact that Ukraine-Russia war. Munye serious. This is the time for these people to accept their responsibilities and indeed, or more cause enough damage, havoc to this economy. And that they must go on their knees and apologize to Ghanaians because some of the things are more kind yet to assure people and Ghanaians voted for them. No, that is not what is happening. Because first, Okoba Umia Twitter page, okay, say, Mahama was borrowing recklessly. Sikano kra muja ehu de mfanya imeme ba me di sikano ba beye recklessly no then ene that recklessly na beye understatement ene ya bobo sia to a tune of about 800 billion ye go so boko o fakeno for ata di wachi na de abadi na chi se papa investment sika bosia na abo de na ode aye me se wan hwa wo de ahomte be bu na kunu biko onyanya nsade ba kokora nka nkyere akoma be ko yam masia keka niam ye de asisi aka mu ne na sefo nom enti amamu no ma bu a mo kɔ no ɛdeɛn ɛna mo gya no hɔ a obi ba ɔbɛka sɛ oh me baayɛ ade we na aban we de gya me a me nso no me ba bɛto aso but ɛnam sɛ yɛ kan ne yɛ ne tra ne yɛ ne NDC MPP nti no amanfo free say the usual politics na yɛ ne da bia no me say no, this is not NDC MPP issue. We are dealing with a bunch of criminals who have taken over this country in the name of partisan politics, and they have decided they will do whatever that they want. That is why even some people within the MPP Nankasa are worried. Because they know, sir, Nkrofono Mabaje Kano, the Bass MPP, no, and some no mudi di chrono no monde kobo, across the Ukra Kano be behind her, or the Befa year, or the Befa sort of convention. Whenever I was not the Korean Ponchi was sitting. That is exactly what has happened. Mokwaje party ni say ya de asoro for a convention. Sana mu de Korean punch water malabasia akwakoton. And a police for achi omo. That's exactly what they are doing. So what these people have done is nothing compared to what we've seen in this country. This is a grand heist at the highest level with a grand master. Otihon semfon na ekoso ni nyina no, wayi nani as on fa ho. His attitude is that of indifference because he doesn't seem concerned about happenings. Chrono ba president away bad time said be well experience away mbeshishe oh ade we there mugu ye demasio because people respected me a lot. Because you see, keep telling people prior to 2016 go to social media and look at the kind of kwayana man for respect Akufo-Addo within academia, within civil society organizations, within almost everywhere. People respected him because this is a guy and run for so long. Wakasa che from Adubo ahe time, Kufuor time in na Otiatium wanting to be president. So people respected him. So if today people can drag him on social media at Tina Serena Basa, you should ask why. But this is the same guy who was much respected. And today, if people are talking to him anyhow, ask the why. Ask the why. Some of us saw the red flags early when he took the stage and stole somebody's statement. Oh, president, I want to be president. I become president today. Do I need a piece of paper to be reading from to tell people what I want to do? Face the people, look them in the eye. You know their problems. You know why you became president. Tell them what you want to do. How they can meet you halfway. How you can solicit their help in ensuring that collectively, you can achieve at least 60 plus objective or whatever. It's not a big deal. And an opportunity go and read your friends a flowery West beer to entice wine. I'm a big deal. And your day now abano. Okay, come on for speech. Bobo so we are American president because any team. Because maiden edition statement, is built and as a craft, out of your inner conviction. So I carried the will to do something. It means that she knew. This is a guy I'm hyping. I didn't buy. And a common maiden edition of presidential speech. Ukuriae. And Yanim Guasian resign. A good animasi from that day I've seen there. 8 years. Aden. Amamuno, it's a fine mix of some chronon. Nema, we are cracking out in China who some of the things now. We am sure what is going on? Because when the president put up a spirited effort to rename universities, to rename universities after MPP people. Why am I people upset? No, Papa, wait. I'm not sure. I don't know because I name the 24. No, because even though these are public universities, if I want to build some of the university back to Obia or I'm a party, what I have to do in order not to cut public criticisms, what I have to do is to build the university from the scratch, maybe have a way to have a conversation with the people, try to convince them to put the name of whoever you want to on that particular thing. But this is a president who has not even laid a single block for a tertiary institution in this country. Then he goes around the country, universities are man for SCCC, then Osasa man for Dingu, so without shame. Obi otimiko we speech they be no ntimi. So these are the realities I get when there. And it's good. So in the end, it has turned out that we've been vindicated. And I'm saying it's not a vindication calling for celebration, but it's a vindication that further break our heart, all of us together. Because with good intention, we thought to say he was coming to do something better to fix our problem. But today, it has turned out to be or not quite a major problem, a time problem na demand so mess up. And the evidence are abound. And we are sure you lesson free na emotional attachment, emotional affinity, ethnocentric, tribal sentiment, emotional kind of investment I share politics behu nyansa na yi sa nema ni nyina free ya tenase process information, analyze it. Based on that, the general so make decisions. And when you vote for A, and A comes and A is fooling, you have the power to withdraw that particular power. After 4 years, you vote against that particular person. And you should also have the voice, the courage to be able to confront them when they are doing evil. Because at this time, Nanka may expect me I bet discuss say as a president a reshuffle. Because you catch now, okay, can't say na thought say see but today is back to the table or reshuffle. You can be expected say come back and have a bona basso say, oh, the size of government, make way the mateso, Sabaya a buying hobehin high. He has never thought about that or tea buying so. With the amount of money at the Flaster house, and no one that's what they call size of government na bloated, sana bloated. Even though but the size is the same. Feeding at the expense of poor people, miserable people who are always constantly roaming around under the scorching sun, doing business, taxes upon taxes. The finances be a man for some form. These are the realities I can answer. So, like I said, it's almost 10 o'clock. I don't want to take much of your time. Thank you very much for your time. Yakasabia for almost an hour now. And I think now I'm trying to do a setup here from time to time. Able to me engage in have a conversation because there is a lot to discuss. And while when your opportunity be Baswa now I share and I'm just starting to set up in here complete so some few things are so I'm so once I'm done I think occasionally we will be having the conversation. So thank you very much. Opportunity to join us in I've seen a lot of people here. I don't know things that I've seen a lot of people here joining the conversation and and a lot of messages as well. So like I said, Habiba Seku, Wahid, C, Obame, Mami Bella, a lot. Pia Frane, thank you very much. Always present. Thank you very much for your support. Okay, Elizabeth Fodjo, I see Wood Youngson. Yes, Bernstein, Dan Boy, yes, Elizabeth, Amankwa Kofi, Panel Phoenix, Pia Frane, again, thank you very much. A lot of people. So, like I said, evening time, and I'm for my own to use it for other stuff. And I don't want to take much of your time. Thank you very much for being here with us. And I'm sure, we will have the opportunity to engage once again. So thank you for being part of this discussion. It's very hot, and may assure say, and my fault, but the realities underpinning the political situation in this country, are very frustrating, so disheartening, and very embarrassing, especially if you are a person of sound mind. Now you care for humanity. You care for the other guy. You are not a greedy person who wants to own everything. Now a comedy will be you understand why sometimes you speak in the kind of tone I am speaking. Because I am hoping to see a kind of Ghana where the society will be not just to cry a bit, where people will not have to rely on others for their basic needs. Because at the end, you're frustrating, so you have to rely on other people for basic needs as human beings. But self-confidence, you lose. Self-dignity, you lose. You can't be proud of yourself. And man the body perform. So we need to elevate the stakes, we need to a certain level at least. Ghana need shade, the basic things that in Sabeka. And collectively, you need a bit more yes. Politics na yede ya humbe shame, yede ya humbe shame say yebe nipa, and indeed, nipa there's any a benefit. That is what I'm saying, sir. It's good to do investment in to top properties and so forth, but make sure you invest in people. Make sure you build people. Make sure you invest in people. Because investing in people, that is the best reward you can ever get. So let us try and do that. And you'll be proud and say, oh, yes, I did it. Yeah. That is what makes us human. And that is exactly what we are seeking. Say, but we are changing this nasty political narrative, this sick political culture of sheer greed, corruption. And that men kwana me pese me ye and I me wia and I me wa ba mu na madam funie na me nua that kind of insemunu no nti merit in this space within our political setup. Merit in this space our governance obi be president and adwe ne sa o man na wata aka. Nti ne namfofo ne nuanom ne wei sa enkura sesam ne mfa nchekere o man. Who ye president enya madam funie na no. You look for people with the requisite qualification and the mindset to achieve the goals at any point in time. If any of them deviate, you terminate the appointment. You revoke the appointment. Who say indeed you are the authority. Now what the whole zogobi na sabi amanfo di nsɛmhunu na wo de no ansa wo to na wo bo mo aba so said the yete ho ya oman no na be kwa akɔbɔ. And that is not what the ordinary and the average youth expected. We want a leadership sabi a bit strong, determined, and ready to punish offenders any point in time. Sabi a bit I set conventional deterrence. Yes, the red lines. Atoto say, don't cross this line. Or cross what there will be consequences. That is the kind of society we want to create. Sabi at least, liberty obiye to a certain level. Nipa no ankasa betimi adi ne ho so. Because until say obiya betimi anya access to the basic needs, they can never be confident and they can never make decisions on their own. Always they may have to rely on other people. That is why obi etimi turn a dignity sometimes and just a penny have to sell off your dignity, throw everything aside, chase a politician for 200 Ghana to go and vote. Because you need that thing to survive. We need to rise above those basic your friends are near mano. Now even you make sure say adia ye biano sit well with us. We believe in what we are doing and the reward will come. And yes, sir, we will continue to give license to few greedy, misguided, twisted minds who thinks that because they've been to abroad, because they've schooled somewhere, because they this, because I have PhD, because I have this, they are better than people. We a leader, you are not better than anybody. You are only coming to serve people, to ensure that you are able to elevate and empower. That is why Xi Jinping between China boast say, or within a period, no, what me elevating over 800,000 people from poverty. Can you say the same thing? Can any of our politicians sit somewhere and say, I have lifted 10, 20 people out of poverty? Can you? Through what initiative? We need to be very sensible. Thank you very much. And then, I think so you can rewind and watch and share, because it's a powerful message. I think so we need to put it across all platforms because we are not trying. And it will be streaming on Facebook, on YouTube too. Very often, me back YouTube, and so there is my channel, Ivan T Innocent 1. And it's a unyan subscriber or YouTuber, go there, just type Ivan T Innocent 1. Most of the streaming and saying a hona mayano. Sabaya obenya akwenya ntisa oko YouTube na oko search for Ivan T Innocent 1 and then you subscribe. Sabaya your call life na ubenya notification. That one so what follow na ya have a conversation about Ghana, conversation about you, conversation about me, conversation about how we can turn the fortunes around, conversation about how everything create leadership at the center in the welfare of the people. That is what we are seeking to do. Thank you very much for your time.